I'm Abby Lynn, and this is my channel. I'm currently a senior in high school, and I got bangs. It's freshly cut, and I went through a little bit of curling iron from my hairstylist because she was trying to show me my layers. So because I have super freaking straight hair, so I can't really see my layers, so to see them, I would have to curl them. And so she was trying to like let me see that what's different. And so in this channel, I share multiple aspects about my life, such as vlogs, being Christian, and so much more. And for today, as you can see for the video, I will be talking about books. And so I read two books this month. The reason why I didn't read that much this month is because, well, it's actually last month because right now is May 1st. Yay! And so, because I had finals and I was super overwhelmed with, actually, I don't know what, but I was just super overwhelmed. So sometimes it's just like that. Maybe it's just because, well, not just because. Maybe it was because there was a lot going on at church, and I had a lot of homework. So the first book that I read is This Heart of Mine by C.C. Hunter, and I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. And so I read this from Anna's Archive. So if you want to find books that you known for a while, maybe, well, I can't find what's that called, that really new book that by Rebecca Yarros. Oh, I can't find Onyx Storm yet because it's quite new, so you can't really find very new books there, but you could find a lot of different books. Like, what have I read on there? Oh, I have read If the Coffee Gets Cold, so that's where I read most of my books. I downloaded from Anna's Archive. And so this book is another thriller and romance novel. This definitely wasn't in my plan. I didn't know that I was going to be reading another thriller. I started reading it because of a foreign exchange student at my school. And so it's as the second thriller book that I've read, it's super satisfying and cute compared to um I forgot the title, but the book by Mark Haddon, because it's romance and thriller, so it's more to my taste. I'm not saying that Mark Haddon is a bad author or anything. It's just that I enjoyed the book, but I just like something with a sprinkle of romance sometimes. And so, what's different about this book is that it talks about organ transplant and the grievance of death. And so, it starts by a girl, Leah, who needs a heart transplant, and she got the heart of her crush's twin brother. So, um, she got whose heart? God, I'm so sorry. It's been a few weeks since I read it, but I'll edit it in. And so they investigate the truth behind the brother's death. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 because it portrays grief in a realistic way, and it goes through the 5 stages of grief. I think it was 5 or 6. And sometimes we won't go by the laws of grief as it's supposed to go. So sometimes for me, it was shock, and then confusion, and then sadness, and then depression, and then did I get angry? I didn't get angry as much, but I just had a lot of sadness and hurt from it. But for the twin, oh, Matt, for Matt, it was that It was shock, and then anger, and then also sadness. Like anger and sadness are two of the most big emotions in the book. And then slowly he came to acceptance. And so sometimes grief is messy and it doesn't mean that it stops after acceptance. So now, after 3 years of my dad's death, I've accepted his death, but that doesn't mean that I don't get sad or I don't miss him sometimes. It just means that, oh, I know that he's gone, but it doesn't mean that I just don't have my any emotions anymore. So sometimes it's like the ocean. Sometimes the wave is small, sometimes it's so big that it hit you on the ground and that you need to take some time to get back up. So to me, that's grief. And so the other book is another read for my church course. It's called《充满爱与幸福的小组家庭》. So it's talking about, oh no, it's called 小组家族. Yep, 小组家族. So cell family community. So it's talking about what a healthy community looks like in church in like very small cells. And so our cells will be distributed by district, but I'm in youth group, so for me, I would need to go to church because we don't have the place, like we don't have apartments yet, so that's why we go to church. And just because I actually don't know why we go to church. Well, I think I do, but I also don't. So, and so, from this book, I learned a lot of how and why that a healthy community is good for the body of Christ. And so this actually doesn't only apply to the people in church. So the reason why you feel so loved, accepted, and seen when with your friends, family, and for me, church, is instead of pointing out what's right, they will listen to each other. And so in that area, in that space, I wouldn't need to care about looking vulnerable or looking very immature or something. In that room, I don't need to care about that because it's church and we have established a trust and a basis on what goes on in this room won't go out. And so this is super important for the people that you have a community with, like with your family, with your friends. And so that's why for me, my church is so loving and safe because we don't judge each other and because we all know that we are all a work in progress and we were broken once before, but because of Christ, we're now renewed and we are still healing from everything we've been through. And so, because of that, we know that we are never perfect and we have flaws and we have sins. And so, it's okay to feel like you're still a work in progress because it doesn't mean that we're stopping life. It just only means that we're trying one day at a time. And so, if you don't have a place where you could freely be yourself, I would recommend finding a good church. And in one of my future videos, I would be talking about how to navigate a healthy church. So there are 8 things for you to look at on when finding a healthy church. And so I would be going into that in a future video. I don't know which one because next week is a vlog, and next week is 20 things about myself, because I realize I haven't done much of an introduction to you guys, because you only know my name and know that I'm a senior in high school and going to college, and I got bangs. So, yes. And so that's it for today's video, and I hope you have a lovely week, a lovely Friday, because you'll be seeing this tomorrow night. And yeah, I'll see you next week. And today is a very short episode, so yay! Because it's only 2 minutes. Okay, bye.